Samaria trying to create a little space to get the cross in. Deflected. It will be corner, I believe. Perhaps not. Looks like it had been deflected. Players now clearly making their way upfield. Watching on. And it's a good spell from his 11 men. Villegas had a good game on match day 3, heavily involved. And Sierra Leone will be wary of him. He's a danger man down the wing. Suarez with a long throw into the box, and it's all the way into the 6-yard box, but referee blowing the whistle for a free kick. Back up. Samura just bundled over unfairly, in the opinion of the referee, which is the only opinion that really counts. He's trying to keep it in. Hunting in packs here, Sao Tome. I'm afraid to leave a few gaps at the back, trying to attack from the front. It's good work from Ramos. It's his second cap. Made his debut in the previous game last week. Now that given away by Aldair again. This time on Kai. A similar position. See if they can produce another delivery into the box. Last one failed to clear the first man in the box. This one a little further out, and a right footer rather than a left footer. It will be Bundu to take it. Nice pace on the ball, but just over the heads of both Samura and Corker, who were making their way in. Centre-back partnership, looking to find the net at the other end. I think it looks like a 4-2-3-1, something similar to that for Sao Tome. Certainly, Suarez seems to be at right back. Vegas and Ramos in the middle. Neves left back. Yeah, it is a foul from Suarez. Bit of joy already down that left wing for Sierra Leone. Hogbo this time the man brought down. So the formation in the official team sheet, not totally off the mark. Just a little misleading perhaps from the head coach. He's keeping us all guessing. And now that's not going to keep anyone guessing. And that's into the net. And Sierra Leone do take the lead. The best delivery of the bunch after 3 free kicks in the space of a few minutes. And the favourites this time do take the lead. Fell behind twice last week to those Leal goals. A rueful look on from Tavinho. The man on the spot was Abubakar Samura. One of the back stick by Bundu, headed down. Tavinho unable to get there. And Samura left with an empty net to pass the ball into. So not the start that Sao Tome would have hoped for. Would have surely been emboldened by their performance in the reverse fixture. As I mentioned before the kickoff, they were arguably the better team on the day, took the lead twice, showed some great attacking football in the process, ultimately having to settle for the draw. So it was their first point of the group games, and certain improvements on those heavy defeats in the first two. But now falling behind inside 10 minutes here, and they will have to be the ones to come from behind this time. Get involved with the hashtag Total Energies AFCON Q 2023. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering on, and what you thought of that opening goal for Samura. Corker certainly not shy to give an opinion or two. Saw that in the previous fixture. Plenty of strong advice for his teenage goalkeeper. Of course, very experienced Corker. Born and raised in England. Scored on his debut for the Three Lions in a friendly against Sweden, but never played again before changing his allegiance to Sierra Leone. A big chance there for his side to go 2-0 up. Missed again by Tavinho. A dangerous cross in. A quick attack. That's nicely worked. Cargbo with a bit of space. Smager on the left wing. Unable to find him. Sao Tome getting the tackle in, getting away and through. Mention that centre back pairing on the attack. The previous free kick, and it did come good in the end. This time Samura with the goal. Yellow card in the previous game on the score sheet this time. And you see it 7 minutes in. A great start for Sierra Leone in what is a must-win match for both teams in truth, but certainly Sierra Leone with their aspirations. A draw simply wouldn't be good enough for these two sides today. They would be left with surely too big of a mountain to climb in the remaining two games. They'd be taking on the two sides who are a fair way clear of them in Group A, Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau. They're on 6 and 7 points respectively at the halfway stage compared to the 1 and 2 amassed by Sao Tome and Sierra Leone respectively. Wanting more from his players. 7-year-old, former player. Born on New Year's Day. Now looking for a new start in this game for his side. Here's Sierra Leone, who playing possession again. Tough work by Karoma in the middle of the pitch. Trying to find Cargbo on the left wing. Closure by Karoma, who's dropped a little deeper. Given away there, slightly carelessly by Vegas. Shimmy from Samadia. Appears to be Kai and Kamara as the front two rather than Karoma. Karoma certainly sitting back more in the midfield. It was Kai chasing that through. Few appeals for a corner, few appeals for a throw. Referee will have the final say. That'll be an easy one to judge which side of the corner flag it went out. It went coming on that high into the air. Place up. English, former sweeper midfielder, born in Manchester. In charge of Sierra Leone. His English-born centre-back captain as well. Costa didn't play for quite as impressive a list of clubs as his captain during his playing career. Started at the Sierra Leone side, Tigres, in 1992, before moving to England. Played for clubs such as Warsaw, Chester City, Shrewsbury Town. Spent most of his time at Margate, 200 caps, 200 appearances rather, over 2 spells. He's also assistant manager as he turned to coaching in the latter stages of his career. Parkboat looking for Kai. Gets there first and keeps possession and has a shot from the edge of the area, which has fallen kindly and striking the outside of the post there, Bundu. Sierra Leone very nearly doubling their lead. Sao Tome live to fight another day with just a 1-goal deficit for now, but Sabino will have been relieved to see that bounce back off the outside of his post. Nearly caught at his near post. Bundu running onto that loose ball. Nearly getting his second goal for his national side. Parkboat currently down on the pitch, holding his knee or potentially thigh. See from the close shot. It's his knee. Didn't see what happened. Wait to see if we get a replay. Not involved in either of those incidents. Karoma, Kai. Stretcher brought on, but Ogbo seemingly able to get to his feet under his own power and hobble over to the sidelines. He scored the first goal in the late comeback against Guinea-Bissau. That is his only international goal. To this date, he was subbed off in the previous game. See if he has to be subbed off again here. Still hobbling a bit on the sidelines. That left knee, some issues. Certainly appears to be set to give it a go. Try and continue. But in the meantime, inside on the attack again here. It's kept in by Kai. Overhit though, over the head of Bundu. Keep it in and retain possession. Back to Barry. Tried to dink it back to Bundu, but giving the throw away. Sao Tome really need to build an attack or two. Over a quarter of an hour into the game, they barely threatened the Sierra Leone goal. They simply have to score now. Long time left to do it. That's better from Viegas and chipping it in towards his captain. Round of applause from Leal. But backpedaling, unable to get his head to the ball. Maria to bring it away past the sliding tackle. Sierra Leone looking a lot more like the team that we expected to see in the game last week. Once again, was on neutral ground. They were the official home side on that day. Certainly didn't play like a team with home advantage. Struggled their way to that 2-2 draw. They're having to do plenty of defending here early on. Sao Tome had a bit of respite here thanks to the offside flag. Tight call. Entirely sure it was the correct one, but not a particularly important one in truth. Ronaldo. Played out from the back and successfully finding Suarez, who looks to burst down the right wing. Has to bail out. Played a safe pass to namesake, Aramis Suarez. Aldair. Needlessly giving away a throw in there, overhitting his pass to Leonildo Suarez. A look of, I'm not mad, but just disappointed there from Tino. Maybe need still to settle some early nerves here. Sao Tome started the game so positively against Sierra Leone, and here maybe a chance to do it. Villegas on the way forward and brought down, and we will get the first booking of the game there. Cynically brought down as Villegas charged towards the Sierra Leone area. Alassane Caroma. Perhaps trying to get out of the way, but certainly clumsily knocking over Villegas, whether intentional or not. Always going to be a yellow card in that kind of situation. You have to be careful now for the remaining 70 minutes. It's a four-man wall. Certainly not too far out for a shot. Leao, a full rank here. Have an effort on goal. Options as well, waiting in the middle if he were to pass it. He has one for company as well in terms of taking the free kick. But it is left to Leao. It's shot straight into the wall though. And now Sao Tome will have to retreat. Good tackle from Leonildo Suarez. It's an important one. He tried to get back into position. Seems to have done himself some damage in that tackle. Looks a genuine amount of pain. The way that he went down. Maybe just caught. Didn't react initially. Brave tackle, an important one. As Pablo looked to burst down the wing. And as he looked to get back into position, realising that he couldn't do so. John Keister may be forced into an early change. Or rather, Tino, apologies. It was a long time until the first Sao Tome substitute used by Tino in the previous game. The 70th minute, where Sierra Leone, John Keister there, made a triple substitution at half-time. Not pleased with having conceded late in the first half and generally not happy with what he's seen. Sierra Leone really struggled to get going in that game. It's a very different start to this one. Suarez seemingly will be okay to carry on. Mix up there. Dino tried to clear. Hit Marcos Barbero. Moved long towards Leal. But Sierra Leone back in possession again. Ball cut back to his keeper. That one won by Ramos. He has Aroma for company though. Free kick going the way of Sao Tome. Look of innocence and confusion from Mustafa Bundu. Turned 26 last month, Bundu. Plays his club football in Andorra, for FC Andorra. Oh, again there. Trying to use his height to his advantage. Failing to knock it on to Kamara. Here comes Vegas again. Looking one of the more likely outlets again for Sao Tome. He's lacking the service a bit from his teammates in this first 25 minutes. Only really ventured towards the Sierra Leone goal once or twice. And so we are now past the quarter point of the game. Nicely worked there on the left wing between Kai and Cargbo. The foreman out with a bit of space to try and pick out the right cross, and it was a nice cross, but Kamara didn't go towards it. Maybe slightly deceptive angle. Sure, if Kamara thought he had a chance of getting there, he'd have been straight on his bike. But certainly dropping into a nice area. The ball from Kai. A slight mistake at the back, this time by Neves, also known as Mimi. Actually, had the Gloria Neves. Played well on match day 3, but struggling a little here. Leal, the high boot, the two captains coming together, Corker and Leal. Continuing attempt at the ball, but certainly a somewhat dangerous one. Of course, that's something. It's always a bit of a grey area. If both players go for the ball with their boot outstretched at the same height, then it's not foul. But if one of them chooses to stoop down their head, then it's the other who has committed a foul. It's a tricky one to adjudicate for the referees. Kai towards the back stick. It's over the head of Kamara again. He lays it back to Bundu. Trying to find one of 3 white shirts in the middle. This time a shot from range. And it's gone in. Slipping under Tavino. And Sao Tome now 2 down. Wonderful strike by Karoma. That is Al Hassan Karoma. But Tavino will be disappointed. Just curling away. Misjudging the flight of the ball, the goalkeeper. and allowing it to slide through his gloves. And Sierra Leone have a 2-goal lead inside the half hour. Be a disappointing one for Tavinho. Had a strong game last time out. Did well when called upon, so he was called upon far less often in the first half at least than he was in this first half. Had a few good saves, made a few good saves after the break when Sierra Leone came out of the blocks quickly after, I assume, having a few choice words handed out to them by John Keister on match day 3. Would have been pleased to return to the starting 11 after being forced off injured in the previous game. But now, maybe regretting being on the pitch after that moment. Offside flag up against Marcos Barbero. He appears to have switched to the right wing. Villegas going over to the left. Quite common. Have a fluid attacking setup with the wingers switching as they see fit these days. Sierra Leone will now be looking to kill off this game before the half-time break. They can get a third. You'd imagine there's surely no way back for Sao Tome. Very much the underdogs in the previous game. That position will have been questioned a little after their performance there, but struggling a bit to keep on terms with Sierra Leone here. And even now, though, with the safety first approach with a man lurking behind him. Had the shot again. Head in hands from the keeper as he sees it. Skid past him and into the net. Delivered in, missed again by Tavinho. No harm done this time. But maybe just needing to have a reset the keeper. Doesn't look confident in his decision making at the moment. Nice ball over the top for Bundu to chase, but the flag goes up against the number 10. Briefly, 2 balls on the pitch dealt with by the players. No need to stop the play. Ronaldo looks to set Villegas away, who's returned to the right wing. And the ball lacking again, and Sao Tome need to try and rediscover the form they showed a few days ago. They certainly have it in them. There's only one player difference in the starting 11. Of course, they are missing their captain, Jossi, will be a big difference and a big loss for them in this game. Trying to take that through quickly and set in. Villegas towards goal. Referee wasn't happy with it though. We'll get another opportunity to take the throw. This time it will be Leonardo Suarez a long throw into the box. Leone failing to get there, bouncing over him. Marcus Barbero going down. Aiming. Foul from the keeper there. Referee seemingly not interested. Now a bit more space, potentially for Sierra Leone to exploit it. Cargbo again. Cutting inside, not for the first time, trying to find the reverse ball to Samaria. The chance eventually fizzling out. Samaria failed. Found a way past Suarez successfully. Kept in by Tavino. Not sure why exactly he was so desperate to get there. It's going to be a goal kick. Have to remember that despite that strong performance last time out, Sao Tome are ranked 186th in the world. Their highest ever ranking back in 2012 was 115. It's certainly a minnow of world football. To put in perspective how good a performance they produced last week. Nearly didn't make the qualifying stages at all due to complications during their preliminary round tie with Mauritius. Mauritius awarded a 3-0 win in the first leg, temporarily giving them a 6-3 aggregate win after Leone was found to have breached COVID-19 regulations. And for a month later in June, Sao Tome had their appeal honoured, their 1-0 first leg win allowed to stand, and thus advanced to the qualifying stages. Yellow card given to Dino. Certainly a likeness to Paul Pogba, which I assume will be the origin of that other nickname. There with a high boot and receiving a booking. Addicts. Still just checking over the player. Walker not happy with that challenge. Having a word with the referee. Yellow card, the right call for me though. Not quite enough in it for a red. Certainly no malice in the attempt at the ball, and to see no permanent damage seemingly done. Free. Pointing Kai in the right direction. He's trying to take a few steps further forward. He leaves it to the goal scorer, Karoma. Delivering another tempting cross towards Kulka. He's with the centre-back on the sidelines, losing out, and he'll have to get on his bike here because there's space for Sao Tome to try and utilise. Not quite finding Barbero with the through ball though there. And now it's Prince Barry on his bike. The cross lacking though. Only one to aim at. Haji Kamara, the only man in the box, but nowhere near him in the end. Those two breakaways, both lacking a finishing touch on the final ball. Neves again, having the ball to creep under his left foot, as he did a few minutes ago. It's his 6th appearance. 26 years of age. Currently with his head down a little. Has been a tough start to the game for the Sao Tome side. They have to believe that they can come back though, and they know that they can score 2 goals against Sierra Leone. They did so a matter of days ago, but they need to make sure first they don't concede a third. Tivino safely behind the ball this time, taking no chances. Pouncing on ball after hit. Simply carried it in front of himself. Tivino there rushing in again, but a little more cautiously now that he's on a yellow card. Full name Eduardo Asuncao Varela. Plays the club football in Equatorial Guinea for Deportivo Unidad. Samaria. Nice turn by Cargbo, wriggling away from a number of yellow shirts, eventually giving the ball away though. But Barbero and Leal unable to create anything. It's back soon enough with Sierra Leone. Imagine the possession stats very much in their favour at the moment. We head into the final 5 minutes of the first period. And Hildo Suarez winning the ball there and then clashing quite heavily with Alhaji Kamara. Little winded, I'd imagine. Kamara basically standing still in truth. But free kick goes the way of Suarez. Vegas trying to get away from a couple of Sierra Leone players, failing to do so. More successful with his interception. Sao Tome maybe we'll just try and retain the ball for a little bit. Yeah, a few passes around the back. And Zaire to Suarez. Vegas with the flick towards Leal. But those kind of passes that were working so well for them a few days ago, just not coming off so far in this match. Barry caught there by Barbero. Rather caught napping, but fortunate the ball rolled out for a throw. He wasn't left exposed. Barry, one of 3 players in the back 5 to play for Bow Rangers, along with the scorer of the first goal, Abubakar Samura, and also his goalkeeper, Ibrahim Sese. Playing it on there for Bundu, the man ahead of him on the right wing. It's a dangerous looking delivery. Well dealt with by the Sao Tome backline that time. And Neves winning a free kick. Bundu tracked back. You seem more intent on playing it a bit more slowly out from the back now. They were trying to launch counter-attacks and looking for killer balls bit like that one. Hasn't been working. Maybe they are better off playing it out from the back. There's a lot of pass and move football in the previous game. Playing in triangles to find their way around Sierra Leone players, but they haven't really been producing that in this first half. Yeah, looking for another killer ball. This time winning a throw at least. Thrown into the box by Suarez. Go comes a cry from the sidelines. I would assume from John Keister. Seeing the space that there was to exploit. We weren't able to do so. They'll now be particularly cautious, I'd imagine, of conceding just before half-time. Conceded the opener in the previous game, late in the first half, and a 2-0 half-time scoreline is a lot more promising than a 2-1, with the momentum having just switched, perhaps. It's a nice shimmy from layout, looking to find Barbera in the middle. A free blows in favour of Samora. No hard feelings between the pair. Just the wrong side of the centre-back. Quite able to extend a leg. Get his foot to the ball. Kaikai with an acrobatic touch, flick it ahead of Carbo. We are not quite able to get there. There will be 2 minutes of additional time. Sao Tome can look to halve the arrears. Sierra Leone would look to kill the game with a third goal. Walcott lifting it over to Samaria. Kaikai allowing the ball to go past him. His touch maybe a little heavy as he tried to get there before Aldair. And then winning the free kick for the tackle from the number 6, which was late, certainly, whether or not he was about to lose the ball to another player in yellow. So maybe one final chance in this half for Sierra Leone to launch the ball into the box, into the danger area. Aldair's also picked up a yellow. Already 3 in the game. In fact, 4. 2 for each side. Kaikai looks to dink it into Corker. Corker gets ahead of Tavino and then slowly falls to the deck. He asks the referee, how is that not a penalty? Timing run nicely. Looks like he does get there first, certainly going down easily, but hard to see from this angle the level of contact between Tavino and Corker. Either way, the referee's decision final, as is his whistle for the first half. Sierra Leone 2-0 up and very much in control at the break. A quick start this time, which they failed in doing a few days ago in the reverse fixture. And Abu Bakar Samura making the most of an empty net from a free. are replacing. But clearly changes deemed necessary by Tino. That is Tino, the manager, not Tino, the player. So Dino brought off just to confuse matters further. The 22-year-old on a yellow card, perhaps unsurprisingly, and Jeremy Suarez, the other man, to make way for Afonso. See if those changes have any noticeable effects. As the referee blows his whistle and gets the second half underway. 2-0 in this qualifying match for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. Sierra Leone very much on top and winning an early free kick. They did so in the first half as well. They won a few early free kicks, 3 or 4 in quick succession. And from the last one, they found the opener 7 minutes into the game. Karoma with the second goal a bit late. Karoma with the second goal a bit later on. That is Al Hassan Karoma, not Alucin. They are twins. Both play for Leone in Spain. Danger cleared there by a combination of yellow shirts. Jackson Ramos with the final touch. Teams looking for a place in the 34th edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, which will take place in the Ivory Coast for the second time in January and February. The tournament was postponed due to weather concerns in the host country during the summer. It was originally supposed to host the 2021 tournament, the Côte d'Ivoire, but Cameroon rewarded it after having initially been stripped of hosting duties for the 2019 tournament. Everyone getting their turn in the end, all sorted out. Players won't mind where they are as long as they're there. Sierra Leone having taken a good step towards, a strong step towards that. 2-0 up. In control of this game, and 3 points here would put them in a much better position in the groups. Take them to be within 1 point of Nigeria in second, 2 points of the top spot ahead of Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau's game tomorrow. And they could be on the way to a third there. Tackled in the end, Karoma, Alucin Karoma. Viegas trying to bring it down the right wing, but failing to find Marcos Barbero, his fellow attacking midfielder. That has been the way of things generally in the match up to this point. For Sao Tome, just not quite clicking. Performed so admirably in the reverse fixture. Would have been deserving winners if they had managed to stay in front either time. So taking the lead twice through Leal. This is more the kind of football that they produced on that day. And a decent cross in there, eventually falling to Ibrahim Sesse though. 18-year-old goalkeeper being called upon for one of the very few times in this first 48 minutes of this match. It was busy in the first half of the previous fixture between the two. But yet to face a shot on target on match day 4. It's a somewhat sloppy pass, but equally sloppy from Tino. Not a great first involvement after his substitution. Back by his team though. And now Afonso, the other substitute, looking to get involved. Once again though, fizzling out, and a bit of space here for Prince Barry to utilise. all the way back to his captain, Stephen Corker. Decent cross there. Intercepted by Ronaldo, but not out. Blocked again by the centre-back. Resilient work by Sao Tome's number 2. Bonzo just denied there by Karoma. Barry with the cross. Then committing a foul as he tried to win the ball back. From the referee just to perhaps calm down a touch. Bring a lot of force into that clash with Afonso. Welcome to the game, Ronaldo. Follow along on the hashtag Total Energies AFCON Q 2023 on all the CAF digital platforms you could want. Played long towards Afonso, clipping the back of Barry. Does a good job of keeping it in, but only finds an opposition player in shape. Coutinho has now found its way to Villegas, who's still going, but his shot somewhat scuffed and rolling into the grateful arms of Sese. Better start to the second half, though, here from Sao Tome. Showing more than they did in the entirety of the first. And that, at least technically, a first shot on target. Even if it did a roll to the keeper in the end. Prince Barry still down on the deck. Well, a bit of an uncomfortable one. So flying onto the athletics track that surrounds the pitch. As he battled with Afonso, the two of them meeting again. And Afonso maybe giving back as good as he got a minute or two ago when Barry came charging into him. Of course, both going for the ball. And maybe with that just extra few percent of commitment. Seemingly no harm done though for Barry. He's walking along the touchlines and seemingly will re-enter the fray soon enough. Ball sent long by Sese. Given away though to Marcos Barbero and Villegas. Can he do any more with the ball this time? Find the end product. Once again wriggling through a few white shirts, but unable to find a teammate. More promising signs though from Sao Tome. Another ball delivered into the box and the shot blocked there. Afonso getting to the ball first. But the score of the opener, Samora, just doing enough to prevent being a volley on goal for the substitute. Number of yellow shirts to aim at in the middle. It's not found one, and then it's bounced off the knee of Aldair. And Karoma brings it out. Second goal scorer. Barry over. Seemingly feeling no ill effects from that match. Oh, nearly getting in again there. It's a far stronger start from Sao Tome. Villegas again there, winning a corner. Lovely reverse pass by Marcos Barbero. Corner lifted in high, finding the head of Jackson Ramos. Got the flag up. Either the player offside, more likely the ball having gone out on its way to the centre, being an outswinger. Was it impossible to be offside from a corner? So certainly the latter. So say with the resulting goal kick again, going deep, finding the head of Kamara successfully. Gets back to Sao Tome again. Leone. Not quite able to keep it in. He tried to knock it back to Vegas on the touchline. This is the Sao Tome we saw in the previous match on match day 3. Maybe just reminded of what they can do by their manager, Tino. Winning it back again. If they can convert one of these chances, they'll have a far more interesting final 35 minutes. The match back in the balance. Sierra Leone had looked in total control up until the halfway point. The far more likely side to get the third goal of the game. Now back on the attack, searching for that third goal. Great work though by Afonso as Sao Tome bring it out. Battling again with Barry, both players appealing for the throw. Seemingly going the way of Sierra Leone, very much to the chagrin of Tino. Hard to see from that angle if it took a slight deflection of Afonso, but certainly the bulk of the contact coming from Prince Barry. Sierra Leone maybe just feeling the need to sit back and protect their 2-goal lead touch. Having seen the way that Sao Tome have come out, just want to settle themselves. Maybe hope the match calms down again. Tempo slows a little. Ronaldo. And they often operating as almost a third centre-back, that playmaker, very deep midfield role. Fills a similar position often with his club side, OSD Jetta in Belgium. This is 10th cap, one of the more experienced members of the Sao Tome team. There's not a lot of experience in the Sierra Leone current 11. And to see another young face into the pitch. Here's Cargbo making way for Jonathan Morse, who also came on in the previous game. It's Morse's 7th cap. That is about average, as I was saying. Not a lot of experience in the Sierra Leone team. Nobody on the pitch with more than 13 caps heading into the game. That is Alhaji Kamara. Kaiko with 8. Karoma. The Karoma brothers with 9 and 6 respectively. Bundu with 11. Prince Barry 12. Samura 11. Corker 11. Samaria 8 and Sese 8. There is Sese with a punch. And the man with the experience well beyond his years. Our first chance to get involved for Morse. And he picks out Karoma, who looks for a second goal of the game. Third for his side. But blazes it over in the end. Sierra Leone will be pleased to have made their way up the pitch, though. The first time in a while. Created a chance, leaning back there, Karoma, as he took the shot. As we hit the hour mark, has been Sao Tome on top in this second half. No goals to show for it, though, and still with a long way to go. Or they could think about claiming a point or even 3. Captured by Morse. Squares up Suarez. Waiting for the right option to make itself available. Lays it off in the end to Samaria. Swept by Karoma, and he releases Morse, but the flag goes up. Just a reminder from Sierra Leone how dangerous they can be on the attack. The third goal would surely end the game as a contest, you'd imagine. And that was a tight call, just about right, I think, from the linesman. Maybe that's the issue for the Sierra Leone team. Lack of experience, or rather, perhaps a lack of cohesion between a very new group of players. Most with under 10 caps, or if so, very slightly more than 10. It's the first game for the group in around 9 months. Sure, a number of new faces introduced since the last international break and the first 2 games of this qualification campaign. So maybe just a little time to gel required. So getting to know each other in that previous game with Sao Tome. They were, of course, a lot better in the second half of that match, and now showing another step up in this second game. Oh, they're committed by Alucine Karoma. Lovely turn by Alfonso. And his ongoing battle with Barry. Free kick given against the right back. Frustration for Alfonso. Just tension starting to simmer a little. Referee will need to get that in check. Having a word with Barry. Was given the benefit of the doubt in the direction of the ball. See why. Alfonso was frustrated by that tackle, though. Got the free kick either way, and it will be delivered in. Flicked on by Leao. Maybe breaking to Alfonso. Acrobatically cleared away by Samaria. More urgency in the Sao Tome play now. You know they could do with that first goal sooner rather than later, if it is to come. A chance of a long throw now as well. Can be so dangerous in the right hands. That one falling a little short, but knocked on, in fact, by a defender. Leao picking it onto Barbero, lifts it in. That should be easy enough for Sese to claim, and indeed it is. Yes, that long throw can be Very effective. Such a different trajectory to that of a cross or a corner, of course, played from the ground. The ball starting 6 feet up. And you see some players who can launch it in almost at an angle parallel to the ground. So difficult for defenders to deal with. Ronaldo launches one forwards towards Viegas, who does well. Lovely first touch. Good second one as well. How's the third? Not good enough. Mishitting the pass slightly, failing to find Leal or Afonso, who are waiting in the middle. Brilliant first bit of work, though. Keeping a tricky ball and then take it away from the defender. One back by Barbero. That one also fails to find Leal. Tino was also waiting patiently in the middle. Good tracking back there by Ronaldo Afonso. Using those fresh legs to its advantage. Not afraid of fulfilling his defensive duties as well. Orsay scored the opener in the 2-1 loss to Nigeria. That is his only international goal to this point. Subbed on in both of the 2 games with Sao Tome. Love to get a second international goal. And he started brightly. Involved in a couple of moves early on. Bundu winning a free kick. Tug of the shirt, seemingly from Neves. Yeah. Bundu turned away from him. Another Sierra Leone change. Alhaji Camara will make way for Ron Williams. Ron Gandhi Williams also again brought on a few days ago. Very different dynamic to this game when he came on in the last. No desperation for a winner as things stand. Lifted in towards Corker. Tries to flick it into the middle. Fails to make the proper contact. Comes up for the delivery though. Saying earlier, Corker played one game for England. It was a friendly, which allowed him to change his allegiance to Sierra Leone. Did so in 2021 after some courting from Scotland as well. Qualifies by his paternal grandfather, who is Sierra Leonean. Also played for Great Britain at the London 2012 Olympics. Appeared in every match as Team GB were knocked out at the quarter-final stage by South Korea. Team that also fielded Gareth Bale, amongst others. And of course, Wales. Daniel Sturridge, Craig Bellamy, Aaron Ramsey. Corker has indeed been around, played in some big teams in his time. Started his career at Tottenham, People playing in the Premier League for Swansea, Cardiff, brief loan at Liverpool. Moved to Turkey in 2019, played for Alanyaspor, Fenerbahce amongst others, before returning to the country of his birth this year with a move to Championship side Wigan. Been considered something of a curse in the Premier League. Suffered relegation in successive seasons with Cardiff and QPR. You see that experience in the way he leads this team as captain. So far, he looks set to lead them to their first win of this qualification campaign. As things stand, at least. Sierra Leone looking a little more settled again after that iffy spell. And there, a shot from Ron Williams, his first effort on goal since coming on. Only succeeded in picking up a yellow card in his previous substitute appearance as Sierra Leone looked for the winner. Not a bad effort, just lacking a little of the required power to beat Fabinho in the goal. Suarez trying to find Leal, but Leal had his eyes fixed on the opposition goal. He's got it now, though. So they've won it back. Viegas at the back post, and it is towards Viegas. Takes the touch, but a good tackle by Prince Barry. And then cleared by the right back. Picked out beautifully by Leal. It's another good spell here for Sao Tome. They'll win a free kick in a decent position. Foul on Neves, the left back, and another yellow card dished out, much to the frustration of Williams. So, yellow cards in successive games for the number 7. From Keister. A little nervy after what he's seen in the second half. 2-0, they do say it's the most dangerous lead. Nasty collision there between Sese and to see who it is. Upside down from Sao Tome. That's Jackson Ramos. Case being made there by Eva Viegas. So the goalkeeper has come out dangerously. Certainly committed to see the replay for contributing fault anywhere. Medics on to check over both players now. Walker up. Getting to the ball ahead of his keeper, who then clashed with Ramos. To say both players had arguably missed the ball, it's a tricky one. Certainly a nasty collision. And you have to say, Ramos, very much an innocent party. Nothing malicious from Sese. It's not something you tend to see given as a penalty, but not something I'd say I've never seen given as a penalty. Walker leading by example, certainly, as captain. Perhaps denying his goalkeeper the excuse of having punched the ball clear in those debates that followed. The chance down the other end for Ron Williams. Just a little too gentle in the end. Side foot volley, which was well saved by Fabinho. The debate still ongoing. Players from both sides making their case. Leal and Marcos Barbero, two of the more experienced Members of the Sao Tome team speaking to the referee, Patrick Tangai Blake. Referee with a smile on his face and the ball in his hands. Maybe just telling everyone to take a breath. I think the decision has been made and everyone just needs to move on now. Drop ball given to Sierra Leone. Into the final quarter of an hour. Fonto in another battle, this time not with Barry, but seemingly a substitute. I haven't seen that one, but Sierra Leone seemingly brought on Camille Amadou Conte during that break in play. Nonetheless, it's Sao Tome on the attack again, but just leaning back as he took the shot there. Tino, good work down the right again by Viegas. And this time picking out the right ball, but Tino not managing to conjure up the right finish. Walker pushing the team up the pitch. He was used as a attacker later on as Sierra Leone desperately looked for that third goal in the 2-2 draw. Also a role he fulfilled with Liverpool during his brief loan there. Brought in basically as a late impact auxiliary striker, used late in games. Failed to find the net during his time with the Reds. Now Sao Tome look to find the net again. It is Kulka doing his defensive duty successfully, clearing twice, make that 3 times in the space of about 15 seconds. That time finding Williams. He can't hold on to it for long though. Pretty much a lone target man as Sierra Leone begin to sit deeper. Barry though winning the ball back and bursting forwards. It's given away though by Alassane Karoma. Mistake from the goal scorer. Viegas showing more of impressive performance, the impressive level of performance he produced during the game a few days ago. He was a little anonymous in the first half, but much more involved in the last 20 or 30 minutes. And says this man, Ronaldo Afonso, having joy down both wings, Sao Tome, but still waiting for the goal. Get a free kick. There will be another change. This time, Ibrahim Turay coming on. And it is Mr. Babundu who comes off. Sierra Leone would love a third just to settle any nerves that remain. And it's brought forward by the score of the second, Karoma, to his twin brother. And on to Morsay, who tries to pick out Williams in the middle. Dealt with by Tavinho. They have a corner, and that is about as much as Sierra Leone have offered in the second half, really. Only 2 or 3 times that Tavinho was called into any kind of action. See appeals there for offside by Ramos, which were ignored by the linesman. He made up his mind already. Referee just having a word with the substitute. Turay's just come on. Walker waiting to make his move. In by Morsay. Flicked over by Ramos to safety, but it will be another corner from the opposite side. Equally, probably happy to kill a few seconds further secure their 2-goal lead. Sierra Leone, closer they get to the final whistle, more secure they will feel with a 2-goal advantage. That one palmed away by Tavinho. Alfonso trying to find his way through a number of opposition players. Right on the byline, another on the sideline. Failing to do so. Back with Neves. Flick with the outside of the boot from Barbero. Still battling with Prince Barry. And another change. As Sao Tome look to make a late impact. Viegas had a good game. Again, nothing to show for it this time. Replaced by Kobe Samedo, excuse me. Youngster, 18 years of age. Another to play in Portugal for Academia de Viseu. Many of the Sao Tome players naturally play their football in the Primeira Liga or for a few of the lower leagues in Portugal. Here's a former Portuguese colony, Sao Tome and Principe. Viegas himself also plays in Portugal for Moncala Paciense. Feels a pound ball there again, but only half-hearted. Certain players, referee not persuaded. Lifted in by Leao. Acrobatic attempt there by the substitutes, but beaten to it by Sesse. It's looking a little bit desperate, the defending from Sierra Leone at the moment. And sitting deeper and deeper, and often you will find that attack, the best form of defence. They're inviting pressure on them at the moment. Get a bit of respite now after that mislaid pass. Just catching the elbow there of the substitute, Camille Conte. It was Sully Kaikai who made way, very much a defensive change there, which didn't see as the medical timeout was taking place. Tavinho pouncing on that one. He plays his football in his home country for Cruz Vermelha. Most of his defensive four in front of him. With Portuguese clubs, Suarez at Moitense, Ramos with Lusitano, Neves with Oriental Dragon. Ronaldo also plays his football in Sao Tome, though, with Udra. So, 6.5 minutes or so of the scheduled 90 remaining. Still certainly not late enough for Sierra Leone to consider the job done, but they've withstood a spell of pressure in the second half. Whatever the result, Sao Tome can be proud of the way they reacted after the restart. Struggling a lot in the first half. Painful second goal to concede as well. The mistake by Tavinho. He's done well to bounce back and hasn't conceded again. A number of mistakes and silly, simple errors Neves allowing the ball to slip under his foot and out for a throw a couple of times, and he did look like the lowest ranked team in the group, which they hadn't done in the previous match, and they've shown a lot more of that kind of performance in the second half. Some nice moves. Decent attacks. Not the goal as yet, just lacking the finishing touch, which Leone provided clinically twice. In the previous matchup. Trying to defend at the moment though, more safe with the ball on the left wing, laying it off to Samaria on the overlap. They win a corner, and that will do nicely for Sierra Leone right now. There will be more safe to take the corner as well. Lifted into a dangerous area, and it's fallen to the substitute again. Conte this time at the attacking end. A question of handball on that occasion. But unable to get the shot away properly. Ball cut, only heading it to a yellow shirt. Shot blocked though, and then more convincingly cleared by Samura. From goal scorer to goal scorer, Samura to Karoma. Nice turn from the latter. And Turai claiming that it was his throw, but it will be the other number 13, Neves, to take the throw. Back with Turai now, lead it off to Morsay. Thinks about a shot. Williams takes a shot. Well blocked though. And brought out by Ramos. Too high there for Kelvin Semedo. And the sting has maybe just gone out of the Sao Tome attack now. You realising it is surely too late in the 88th minute. Been a brave attempt, and it certainly has ensured that they've avoided any heavier defeat. Sierra Leone just lacking a bit of creativity, particularly since they've lost Sully Kaikai, who was their main outlet in the first half. Started his career at Crystal Palace, now at MK Dons, and born in England. He was born and brought up in London. Also tackled by Ivanaldo. Now maybe a chance to release Semedo. But Sese well off his line. And nicely finding Turai. Good work. Brings out a ripple of applause. How's the delivery? Not as good. Floating out for a goal kick. It's a little overhit by Samaria. Tino will be pleased with the reaction to his half-time team talk, but of course ultimately disappointed. This will surely leave Sao Tome all but ensured that they will not be reaching the next African Cup of Nations by the end of the game between Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau. It could be all but confirmed. Just forced into clearance there. Tina can be proud of the performances his side have produced in these two games with Sierra Leone, certainly on the back of two very heavy defeats, 5-1 and 10-0 against Guinea-Bissau and Nigeria, respectively. They will come into the reverse fixtures of those matches with a bit more confidence. They earned a point in a great performance a few days ago and now largely held their own, despite a tough start to the game in this match, and certainly limited the damage. They'll have 3 more minutes, which to perhaps dream of an incredible, unlikely comeback. It's brought forward by Barbero, sent in the direction of Afonso, and they will have a corner here. Prince Barry seemingly in some pain again. Still maybe in some discomfort after that excursion onto the athletics track, as I said earlier. Sao Tome have won just one of their last 5 games, and that will now surely be 6. That was their 1-0 win against Mauritius in the preliminary round. But still quite an inexperienced national side. Picked up their first ever win in 1977, but took an 11-year break between 87 and 98, as well as an 8-year hiatus between 2003 and 2011. Good tracking back there from Afonso, still in the 92nd minute. Matching Morse there. Referee now just checking on Sese, who stayed down as well. A few uncomfortable, painful moments in these 3 additional minutes for a few players. Samura sent into his keeper, seemingly by Ibanaldo. Just to hit home that lack of experience, I would say, but on and off history that Sao Tome have put together after that first ever win in 1977, which was a friendly with Rwanda. They had more than 2 decades to wait before their second win, which was against Equatorial Guinea. So they did then make that back-to-back wins with another 2-0 triumph in their following match. Against who? Sierra Leone. That hasn't been the result today. They're on the opposite end of that scoreline in this match with Sierra Leone. It will surely now finish 2-0 to the Leone Stars. Referee checking his watch a couple of times. The 3 minutes have elapsed. There was a brief injury break there, but I imagine it won't be long after this goal kick when we hear the final whistle. That one is for a free kick, so they'll have a few seconds more play. Nothing surely in that time that Sao Tome will be able to do about the final result, though. Foul by Williams. Clearance goes in the wrong direction from Alicia Koroma. Now they're going to hunt to the watch from the referee, but on we go. Another foul against Prince Barry. Being encouraged to get up by his captain there. Maybe just reminding him there's no need to waste time. 2 goals up with almost 95 minutes on the clock after a planned 3 minutes of additional time. But still we go on. The visibly limping Aldair with the clearance there. John Keister still animated on the sidelines. He must almost... There is the final whistle. 95 minutes up, and Sierra Leone's win confirmed. And their chances of qualifying from Group A are looking a lot better after this 90 minutes of football. John Keister not too happy there, nonetheless, with his team. I think maybe a sign of respect as he headed over to Tino for the handshake and the Sao Tome technical staff. But his side, will now move on to 5 points, and they are just 1 behind Nigeria, 2 behind Guinea-Bissau at the top. Their chances of qualifying looking a lot better now. Their destiny in their own hands as they head to play those 2 teams above them in the remaining 2 fixtures. That will be at the next international break a bit later in the year.
From Africa, there's players that